Alright, let's expand asterisk key point ish into a full Bob Edward lecture style segment. This will be written in a clear, direct, and intellectually engaging way, like Jordan Peterson's style, with depth and authority but still conversational. When people hear the word solitude, they often mistake it for loneliness. They imagine silence as emptiness, as if being alone is a condition to be pitied. But solitude is not the same as isolation. It is not withdrawal out of weakness. In fact, if you truly learn to enjoy being alone, you'll discover that it is the foundation of inner strength. It is the ability to stand on your own 2 feet without the constant reassurance of the crowd, without the never-ending distractions of modern life pulling you in every direction. And this capacity, this willingness to be by yourself and remain unshaken, is one of the most powerful psychological tools you can develop. Because here's the truth, when you're alone, the masks fall away. There's no audience to impress, no role to play, no image to protect. It's just you. And that reality is terrifying for many people. They run from it, filling every moment with noise, with entertainment, with other people's opinions, because the silence exposes what they've been avoiding. Alone with your own thoughts. You can't hide from the fact that maybe you're not living up to your potential, that maybe you betrayed your own standards, that maybe the life you're building is not the one you actually want. Solitude is brutally honest. It shines a light on everything you've been neglecting, and that's precisely why it's powerful. If you can sit in that silence without running away, if you can confront yourself without flinching, you begin to see who you really are. You begin to recognize your weaknesses, but also your strengths. You start to notice patterns in your thoughts, desires, fears. And in that awareness comes clarity. Out of solitude, ideas emerge, goals sharpen, priorities realign, creativity flourishes. This is why so many great thinkers, writers, and leaders spent long stretches of their lives alone. They understood that solitude is not wasted time. It is the furnace where the self is forged. But most people today never give themselves the chance. They live in a constant state of stimulation, moving from one distraction to the next, terrified of being alone with themselves. The problem with that is simple. If you can't endure your own company, if you always need someone else or something else to keep you entertained, then you are dependent. You are fragile. You are in essence controlled by whatever or whoever fills that void. That's not strength. That's weakness dressed up as a busy lifestyle. Contrast that with the individual who enjoys solitude. That person is harder to manipulate. They're not desperate for validation. They're not afraid of silence. They can stand apart from the crowd without collapsing under the weight of it. And when they re-enter the world, they do so with a grounded sense of who they are, rather than simply blending into whatever the group demands. This independence of mind is rare and valuable. Think of it like this: solitude is training. It's like going to the gym for your soul. At first, it's painful. Sitting alone feels uncomfortable. The silence feels heavy. Your thoughts run wild. You want to pick up your phone, turn on the TV, call a friend, anything to escape. But if you resist that impulse, if you endure it, you get stronger. You start to develop a relationship with yourself. And that's the most important relationship you'll ever have. Because no matter who comes and goes in your life, no matter what successes or failures you face, the one constant is you. If you can't live with yourself, then all the external achievements in the world won't matter. But if you can, then you possess a kind of resilience that very few people have. And this resilience doesn't just stay in solitude, it spills over into every area of your life. It changes how you handle relationships because you're no longer clinging out of desperation but choosing out of strength. It changes how you work because you can focus deeply without needing constant stimulation. It changes how you lead because you're not echoing the crowd but speaking from a place of internal clarity. That's the gift solitude gives you, independence of spirit. Now, none of this is to say that solitude means rejecting society or abandoning human connection. That's not the point. The point is that relationships are richer when they come from choice, not need. Creativity is deeper when it rises from silence, not noise. Strength is greater when it is rooted in independence, not dependence. Solitude doesn't take you away from life. It prepares you for it. So if you've been afraid of being alone, if you've been running from it, I want you to consider what that fear says about you. Perhaps the thing you're really running from isn't solitude at all. It's the confrontation with yourself. And maybe the very thing you need most is to stop running, to sit quietly, to let the silence speak, and to allow solitude to shape you into someone stronger, clearer, and more resilient than you've ever been. Solitude is not isolation. It is preparation. It is strength. And if you can learn to enjoy it, you'll discover that being alone is not a weakness. It's the beginning of true freedom.